Okay guys, welcome to week 2 of the iRacing 2017 first season here at Donington in the Formula 2.0. I missed the first track, which I think was Watkins Glen. I just didn't race last week at all. This is my first week back, and it's fucking slippery. This track is cold as shit. I dropped my tire pressures a bit to try and help with that. The first half a lap is pretty fucking awful. This track in general with this group of cars is pretty awful. I got very lucky, and I'm the bottom ranked car in this split. So I am car number 20 out of 20 cars. I'm 18th on the grid. I didn't get a very good qualifying lap. I had like one reasonable flying qualifying lap, and then I pushed too hard and spun just due to the track being a little cold in my second attempt. I think I can finish top 15 given the qualifying times of everyone else, unless everyone else kind of falls off as well, which, I mean, we're going to be counting on some spins to gain some positions here. I think 10th isn't an unreasonable place to be if we can get the racing going right. I mean, we're going to gain one position here just by someone not being on the track. And let's just try and get... Oh, and one guy just said he didn't change his fuel from qualifying, so that's going to help us too. Got a guy in the inside here. Going to brake pretty early. Just stick to this outside line. Oh, shit. Too far on the outside. Alright, no one crashed so far, and we are at the back of the pack. So, the lap times I can get around 104, really low 104s, really high 103s. And that puts me at about 15th. If I had qualified there. So let's just see what we can do in this race. Pretty smart of that purple car to come over there. Alright, clear over there. 17 car on the 8. Guy in 8th place. Getting a little tangled up there. 17 car, 15 car, excuse me. Ooh, that gray car up there, Albert and I both kind of lost it shifting through that corner. But it looks like we're fine so far. Things are going pretty smoothly. No one's wrecked out, though. Here's where it's going to be. Oh, and rejoining the race. Very smart. No room to do that there. Francisco, he, even before the race, was asking people about fuel, and people were kind of giving him shit for it. Like, oh, you had enough time to practice the race, but not enough to know how much one lap of fuel is going to burn. So... kind of funny to see him out after saying, you know, it's going to be fine, it's a nice clean race, and we weren't even done with lap 1, but I mean, I've done that a million times as well, so no big deal there. Trying to keep pace up, keep up on this purple car. We're already up into 14th, so I guess that 15 is pretty attainable. We are only one lap in. It's a short track, like just over a minute on the track, but we are not, like, there's not too many places that, like, crazy battling is going to happen. The coming down, people diving you into this corner, trying to brake super late into this chicane here, that's really going to kill your time. And then turn 4, that kind of hairpin, 90-degree corner. Ooh, come on, there we go. Cut a little bit too much speed, grab that sausage curb, but I think we'll be fine. Just still try and put some time here on Oliver. Lots of draft here as well, so it's a very interesting track to race on. 26 fucking laps. Good gracious. Cut that too early. It's gonna cost me. Already losing a second to Oliver just through those 2 mistakes, one in the chicane and one there in turn 1. Yeah, this turn you get some people diving you. It's kind of a, it's still a quick corner. It's not, I mean, it's not a hairpin, but it is a tight fucking corner. Still losing some time on Oliver. I gotta catch up there. He's also losing time to the people up in front of him. So let's see what we can pull off there. Freak and Albert are battling pretty close, so I wonder if we'll see something coming into this chicane. Albert right behind Freak, 0.3 of a second. I'm drinking Green Man Wayfair IPA. It's delicious fucking beer I just kind of randomly grabbed. I like Green Man. And they have another IPA that I've had, but this one was quite good. Woo! Julie almost drove right up into me, but just snuck it out there. Surprised they weren't on the brakes a little bit coming out of that turn with how slow I was going and how quickly they were gaining on me, but they made it work, so no big deal. Everything's fine here. Oh no, Francisco is now a lap down. 3 seconds behind me and a lap down. He must have gone into the pits for something. Wonder what happened to his car. Probably needed a little bit more time practicing. It's one thing that, I mean, I've said it a million times when I'm not doing well in races. Oh, I wish I'd practiced more. And then literally just practicing more and especially becoming more comfortable with the car has really, really helped me. The Formula 2.0, like just the last season, I just really started falling in love with the car. It feels like the good old times I had in the Star Mazda. And who doesn't want to be taken back to... Like, the Star Mazda was one of the first cars, like, I started getting quick at. Not just, oh, I can turn some laps. But, like, I started learning about slip angle, and I started learning about setting the car up. Like, it was a fantastic place to be, and this takes me right back there. I do wish there were a few more setup options, but then there's some weeks where I'm glad that there's so few. Like, this track, I literally took my Mid-Ohio setup from last season, messed with the tire pressures, and that was it. The fucking thing feels great. It's a very similar track, and, I didn't have to mess it too much. You know, if I was fucking with the dampers all day just trying to get them set up right to get around here more quickly, and I didn't have that kind of time compared to other people, then that's a benefit for me, that I don't have to mess with it, that we're all kind of on the same playing field there. So now we're kind of getting bunched up into some more cars here. Looks like maybe there was a lapped car that was holding people up a little bit. Lap times I'm wanting to be a little bit quicker, especially since we got the littlest amount of draft here from Oliver. Let's see what we can get done. Got some going a little slow here, coming out of there. I mean, that is a part of the track that will absolutely kill you if you don't take that chicane perfectly well. Ow! And other people are. Fuck, my back hurts. My fucking seat is broken, and there's this portion of it pushing, like, right above my ass. And it's right where all the braking force is going into. I have a fucking 200 kilogram, I can't remember if it's kilogram or pound, rated, like, load cell, and I'm using about 2/3 of its range for my braking. And just all of that shoving right into my back on this seat is fucking brutal. But luckily, my wife's gonna give her car back to Volkswagen, and apparently you don't have to fucking give them the whole car back, it just has to be an operable car. So, if we can confirm that with Volkswagen, I'm taking the passenger seat instead of going to the junkyard and getting another seat. So it'd be nice to have a good, nice bucket seat instead of this vinyl crap I bought from Summit Racing. Bought it from Summit Racing. I mean, it was like 6 years ago, so the fact that like the welds are breaking on it now because I've been putting all this stress into it, no big deal. And no one's buying this seat thinking that is a quality racing seat. I cannot wait to go racing in that. They're buying this seat because they want their road car to look cool. And they think that if they put a 5-point harness in, that they'll be extra cool and look at all the ladies. That is the seat I bought. I have thought about buying like just a proper metal racing seat and some padding, but I don't know. I've also thought about like just casting my own hard foam and then wrap it myself, like lay down seat. So because I'm in the Formula Renault, kind of lay down like that. And I've decided against it because I use this rig for, oh shit, that's a little late on the brake. I use this rig for like my normal keyboard setup is here too, so I play other video games, I do some work here sometimes, some programming, not work, but I do some of my own programming here. I don't want to lose like just a normal seating position. And then, ooh, burps. I don't want to like lay down. That compromise in single-seater cars is to get the weight to the bottom of the car. Like, at some point, I'm just sim racing. I don't need to lay down because I'm racing a Formula car. Like, that compromise, that gives me some disadvantages that I don't want to have. Like, my eye position, my hand position. I don't need that for the car weight. I can just fucking sit here, I'm fine. I'm not in a fucking 8 degrees of freedom motion rig either with an AccuForce wheel. Though I do want an AccuForce wheel, so we'll get there eventually. So, I don't know, it's one level of immersion into the rig that I'm willing to give up. And I don't think there's like any other way around it. There's very few people I know that have Formula style sim rigs, and they're okay, but they're dedicated sim rigs. I don't have the luxury of paying for 2 fucking computers, or, you know, having an additional setup of monitors so I could have, you know, a proper desk next to me and maybe a switch to flick between my monitor setup. I just don't want to fucking deal with that, and I don't have to, because this works perfectly fine for playing Overwatch, and I can set up and do some sim racing very, very quickly. I actually think I might rebuild all of this if I get that new seat, just to kind of get things set up. So I'm losing a little bit of time here to Oliver as we're going along. I don't really want to push too much harder. I can't afford to spin. I mean, 12th is a fantastic place to be. I'm car fucking 20. I'm still going to gain some I rating. I'm still going to gain some safety rating. Why not just fucking try and keep this up, see if maybe he can make a mistake. I'm braking a little late into there, that's fine, just get on the throttle out of there. Like, we're gaining a little bit of time to him, but not a ton. What else was I gonna mention? Oh, week 13. So, I got downvoted as shit on the iRacing subreddit because I mentioned in a post where someone complained about how they couldn't gain safety rating in week 13, and everyone else was just piling on, being like, week 13's not for safety rating, week 13's not for I rating, it's for fun. Even in the official races, all you're gonna get are fucking idiots, and they're gonna crash into you, you're not gonna crash into them, and everyone else is an idiot. So one, if everyone thinks that way, it's impossible. Like, everyone's in there trying to do their best. The difference between week 13 and your normal 12-week season is, one, I'm seeing these people again. I recognize some of the names when I'm in some of these races from time to time, and that's one thing. You're putting a more personal level on the car. It's not just, oh, well, it's week 13, whatever, there's another race in 30 minutes, I can get right back into it. You're dedicating a lot more time to it, so everyone's going in with a slightly different mindset, regardless of how serious you think you're about to take it. There is that slightly different mindset. So you just have to kind of be aware of that and try and fix that for yourself. How aggressive is Francisco going to be? He's faster than me, that's fine. But I'm battling a car up here. He's a lap down. We are putting some time here on Oliver. It's like Francisco giving me some room, so awesome, awesome. Oh, now he's flashing. Great. Got a lap car behind us that has poor internet connection. Freaking me out, Francisco. You're 2/10 behind me. And I'm a second to Oliver. Like, that's not enough that I'm just going to give you a position. Ooh, really? Alright, this is frustrating me. Maybe I just let him by, but Julia's only 2 seconds behind him. So I don't know that I want to put myself, you know, within a second of Julia just because Francisco is driving up on me. And I'm within a second of Oliver. Like, I've gained some time on Oliver compared to where I started. So I'm feeling good about being able to put some pace on here, but I don't really want to just lose all of that to let Francisco by. Like, I'm not going to lose 2/10 letting him by. I'll lose at least a half a second, depending on where I do it. And being a car on the lead lap who didn't have to go into the pits for an incident, I want to just say, like, whatever, Francisco will be fine behind me. And then having the car behind me that spun on lap 1 going into the chicane and ended up in the pits for either that reason or a different reason and is now a lap down, do I really want to have that car behind me putting pressure on me? Because here I am still gaining on Oliver. We're not gaining anything on Marcel, so that's interesting. So looking like an 11th place finish would be fantastic here if no one else spins out. And we're far enough into a race, we're just about halfway done, that maybe 1 or 2 more spins. But generally everyone should have fallen into their position, gotten in their groove. Like, a spin now will just simply be a mistake. And we're at a probably 2,000 strength of field race or above. So it's more safe to say that people are going to be more consistent in their lap times, especially kind of this top pack here. Though there is a pack of 3 up there. I don't know if any of those are lap cars that just went through the chicane a few seconds ago, that they're all nice and bunched up together, so we might actually see a wreck from there. They're going into turn 1 right now. I don't know if you can see them, but we got some fighting going on through there. Let's just see how this is gonna go. As close to Oliver as Francisco is to me. Oh, and Francisco falling behind. All right, nice. Julie actually gaining a shitload of time on us. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Just focusing on Oliver and Francisco. So Francisco giving that position up to Julia, so very, very nice of him. Any pressure I guess I felt from him was just me putting that on myself. He never really went for an attack except for that one time into turn 1. I think he was just trying to sneak it out. So Julia may actually pass us and put us into 13th, unless we can keep some time up here. Wonder if Oliver's tires are falling off or what. The tire pressure setup is interesting when it's cold out. I was practicing with 134 kilopascals, and I'm at 131 all around right now. And I just did that right after qualifying. I was like, oh shit, I really need to take this down. Julia going for the pass. Alright, pushing me off the track a little bit. I'm just gonna, I don't want to deal with this. Obviously, Julia's faster in certain parts. Let's just not fuck with it right now. We're only about halfway through the race. Let's just follow them up into Oliver. And it looks like Freak behind us is the last car on the lead lap. Come on! Oh, just different lines. That's fine. That's fine. So we might actually end up a lap down with Michael only 30 seconds behind us, about halfway through the race. Wouldn't be surprised to see him pulling up next to us going into the final handful of laps. That's a... Ooh, good save by Julia up on the sausage curb. Lost some time, but saved it. And then these two cars battling really hard going into that chicane. Cost them both a little bit of time through there. Come on. Let's get on the gas. Let's get around here. We got the pass off on Julia, nice and clean. Julia gave us that room on the side, so that was very nice. Could have stayed over on that side, and I'd have to go to the inside on that. But I think it was known that that position was lost after that spin. Albert up here had a spin earlier into the chicane, so battling again, went pretty hard there into turn 1, so I kind of expect Albert to spin coming up here. Yeah, look, there's an off track, pushing way too hard. Albert is not going to make it through many more laps unless he calms the fuck down. Tires just have to be destroyed with that grass, with the spin a lap and a half ago. So I'll be interested to see how hard Albert is pushing as we continue through this race. Oliver not putting a ton of pressure on Albert right now, so that's also interesting. There's plenty of room for Albert to feel comfortable in the laps that are being put down, not having to push too hard anymore, as he has made that time up. After that off track, he really just gained a ton of time here on Oliver. Now I gotta see if I can make my move. I'm not gonna do it into here. I don't wanna. We've got 10 laps to go. Plenty of time. Well, Julia right on my butt, pulling up a ton of speed through there. I let off at the wrong time and didn't carry enough speed. Let's see if they're gonna go for the pass up into this corner. Had just enough room there to hold that off and still take the inside line, so I'm not losing a ton of time here on Oliver. We are all gaining up on Marcel a little bit. Marcel about 7/10 down from the last lap. So we're in a chain of cars that could be in a wreck, as I said before, with Albert being a little aggressive. Whoa! Julia probably not noticing that Oliver here, a little bit slow going into there, but did not wreck into us. Got on the brakes nicely. Not too aggressive through there. Oliver should have this. Unless arrow must be off, or I guess he just let off there to let me by. Nice little pass there by Albert on Marcel. So we're up into 11th place. Depending on what Marcel's tires are looking like, maybe they're in the same position as Oliver, and gonna be an easier pass. Trying again not to be too aggressive. Don't want to spin. If I could finish in the top half of this pack, I guess that'd be 9th place. 10th. Well, no. 10th is the top half. 10th, then 11th. 11 through 20 is 10 cars. Just the way the minuses work when you're counting the... Oh, shit. Late braking. Get through there. Whew, if I had any more pressure on my tires, I would have gone over. I'm going to hold this inside. All right. That's where you want to brake. I guess I left too much room there. I didn't want to shoot over because that would be blocking. I thought that I was over far enough to really hold that inside line. But, I mean, let's be fair. Julia has been, for the most part, putting time on me around this track. And then, nice clean passing, too. So I'm not too worried about that. I probably shouldn't have been such a dick and held Julia to the inside there. Could have freed up some space. Come on. Followed right into the dirt. That is my first incident, and it is a 1X off track. Ooh, front tire's pushing a little bit for me. But I need to go a little bit lower on the pressure. Looks like Michael might not be catching us. 17 seconds behind us. I mean, obviously catching us, but it would be nice to finish without being a lap down. See how Julia fights Marcel up here, as I'm losing time to them both. Yeah, I think I'm overdriving the car. Starting to not feel good at the front end as I'm steering into things. Gotta remember to use the throttle a little more for steering. Lost a little bit too much speed through there. I've not had any of this. Alright, here's the battle. And just like when Julia tried to do that to me, Marcel holds it off, takes the inside. Julia doesn't push too hard going up into there. I let off the gas a little bit too hard in there. I'm not going for the pass here on Julia. Oliver's 7/10 behind me. But I am not about to... Oh, we got two cars off the track. Are they going to rejoin? They're rejoining the track with another car coming right in. Oh, shit. All of us are coming right through here. Not the worst rejoin. I guess no one really got in an incident. But Christoph collided with David here. Or maybe it was Raul. And we have some spun cars. Raul losing the fucking front of his car. Jesus Christ, I shouldn't have followed right like that. I knew he just spun. I should have had that position on him. I shouldn't have stuck behind him. I should have tried to cut up the inside, knowing that he couldn't take that corner as well as he did. That was my mistake. I'm glad it didn't end in an incident for the both of us. Christoph will probably catch up to us, and Raul should be putting some pressure on Marcel and Julia as soon as his tires come back. Woo! Speaking of tires, pushing them out. Holy shit. Alright, Raul, your tires should be feeling pretty good now. It's a cold track. Tires have had some time to wear off. Not pushing too hard. Alright, maybe some wing... Oh, yep, front wing damage. There we go. So that is an easy pass. Losing that rear a little bit. I don't know if you heard the tires kind of skipping, but Raul does not have that front wing in proper working order. A little bit of damage there on it. So the straight line speed's going to be a little bit behind what everyone else will be at, so not too worried about that. I don't know if Christoph's in the same situation. Oliver now needs to get past Raul and shouldn't have too much trouble getting past Raul through here. So that would explain what happened. Probably not so much the tires in that first corner, but that lack of front grip. Oliver now 4/10 behind me, coming up like a fucking speeding bullet. Marcel and Julia just gone as I had to get past Raul and wasn't aggressive enough with... Oh, shit, another off track, but no cut, please, no cut, no cut. All right, not a good place to pass. All right, holding off on it. Good call, good call. Oliver knows he's got some time left. We're going to have 5 laps left coming around. No, 4 laps left as we cross the finish line this time. It's about 4 minutes of racing left. to see what the fuck we can get done. Late break. Oh, shit. Not horrible. Not horrible. Better exit than Oliver. Don't want to do that again. I would much rather be nice and smooth through there. That gives us that 10th position, though, if we can hold this off. So I'm very, very happy with this position. 4 laps to go. I mean, 3 3/4 of a lap to go. We got some beer to drink. We don't have too many people around us. We just need to keep our pace up. All right. Oh, shit! Trying not to push too far out. Oliver really bringing it back. Pushing out too far. Probably going to be fine. Probably going to be fine. Yeah. I was trying to hold the inside, hoping that Oliver was pushing out too far. Maybe catch a little dirt. Not able to get on the gas as hard as he would want. But made that pass just fine. No big deal through there. I'm the one falling apart now. Gonna be in that 11th place with 3 to go. Alright. See if I can make anything work. And Michael just passing the start-finish line, 5 seconds behind us. Slow car on the right. Who is it? It is a lapped car, so no big deal. As long as they don't take that apex. Jesus. Could have slowed down a little more there. Oh, nope, because Francisco's right behind him. Alright, they're still racing each other. That's fine. Cost me some time. I should have expected it. I should have realized the position. So, I was about to get mad at Richard, but I don't know his lap position compared to Francisco. But they are in 17th and 16th. So, being polite and letting people by. Francisco not letting the leader by. Less than a second separates them. Francisco not letting them by, and they are on the straightaway. So there's really no reason for that. I'm going to have to do it here in a minute if Michael gets the pass. 5/10. They just went into the chicane together. If Francisco wrecks out the leader, alright, he's by now. So the leader's right behind me. If he passes me on this lap, if he makes up 2.7 seconds on me through this lap and gets the pass on me, then our race is over after only 25 laps. I don't think I'm going to be able to catch Oliver. I got to keep Raul off me. Raul, a faster driver here, clearly, but with that front wing damage, not just the top end speed is what is helping keep me ahead. Looks like Oliver's gone. I'm losing my pace. And there's Michael right behind me. 1.2 seconds. I think I can hold it off and get another lap out. 0.7 seconds. I gave Francisco shit, and I'm doing the exact same thing right now, keeping that time. Glad I did, because there's 10th place with Julia spinning. If I had let Michael by, then I wouldn't have gotten that pass off. I would have been too slow, and Julia would have been coming right around. So we're in 10th place, trying to finish this up. Julia pushing a little bit too hard, trying to get that position on Marcel, I believe. So, again, let me reiterate, I just did, within a minute of what I just gave another driver some shit for, being a lapped car and holding the leader up, I did the same shit. He wasn't behind me, but we were going into the chicane. Like, it's a hard braking zone. 9 times out of 10, he's going to be faster through there than me by a long, long time. But, oh, I just gotten off track. That's fine. So, I probably shouldn't have done that. It worked out well for me. I need to not let that reinforce my bad habits of, like, I'll just hold the leader up. It's going into the final lap. I should have let him by. If I had ruined his race because I braked poorly into the final chicane, that's on me. Like, I had the flag to let him by. So, need to not do that again. I got the 10th place. Probably should have been 11th because of that move. But thanks for watching, guys. This is a fantastic race to come back to. I've got to figure out the thumbnail because I hate these fucking cloudy, dumbass photos where there's no light in them. And I always do the first race of the week, or the first race of the season becomes the thumbnail for the season. So, anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later. do the next race. It's the holiday season, but I got my races in line here. So, talk to you guys and see you in the next one. Bye!